colorful picture show. But Captain Nemo had another reason for our walk. I saw that his men carried something long and flat in a bag. They also had tools to dig with. Then we arrived at a safe area, with large plants around it. They put the bag down and began digging. At that moment, I understood everything. They were going to bury the dead man. When we returned to the Nautilus, I told Captain Nemo that his man was safe where he was. Not even the sharks can go there, Captain. Or men, Professor. Chapter 6: The Giant Pearl and the Shark. We traveled in the Indian Ocean for 10 days. The Nautilus did not seem to have any particular direction. I did not see Captain Nemo for some days after the man's death. He stayed locked in his room. The ship was quiet. One day Conseil, Ned Land, and I were in the museum room. We were looking through the underwater windows at the beautiful fish. I wanted to know what the others thought of Captain Nemo. Conseil said, "I think he's a scientist who never had any success. That's why he's here, under the sea. He's not famous and he's angry about that. I think he's crazy and we will die here unless we escape." I think you're both wrong. He's angry about something. He is not free here. He loves the sea, yes, but here is something missing from his life. Maybe he blames someone for that, and I think he wants to hurt that person. As I said this, the walls closed over the side windows and Captain Nemo walked in. "Would you like to go pearl fishing? This is the richest part of the world to fish for pearls." We all looked at each other and agreed. We were prisoners, but it was exciting to see all of the mysteries under the sea. The ocean near India has thousands of oysters. The pearls inside them can cost hundreds of dollars. There are many sharks in these waters, and it's very dangerous to go looking for pearls there. I didn't like the idea of sharks. We only had small knives to fight them with. Ned Land had his harpoon with him, but he was very busy trying to collect as many oysters as he could. Captain Nemo took us to a small cave. Inside it, I saw an oyster over 6 feet wide. It had a pearl inside it as big as a coconut. I wanted to take it back to the ship with us. It was the only one of its kind in the world. But Captain Nemo said no. He wanted the pearl to grow, alone there in the cave, until it was truly the most fantastic pearl in the world. On the way back to the ship, we saw an Indian boy swimming for pearls. We hid behind some rocks so he couldn't see us. Suddenly, a large shark swam nearby. The boy saw it, but it was too late. Captain Nemo swam away from the rocks, with his knife in his hand, and began fighting with the animal. The boy looked terrified. Captain Nemo fought with the shark, and there was blood in the water. The captain looked in trouble. Immediately, Ned Land attacked and killed the shark with his harpoon. The captain was safe and I was so surprised that I couldn't move. When we got back to the Nautilus, the captain thanked Ned Land. "You saved my life, Mr. Land. Thank you. Don't thank me. I kill sharks and whales because it's my job. I didn't do it for you." "Come, Mr. Land. That's a horrible thing to say." "It's all right, Conseil. I understand Mr. Land." I saw in his face that he did understand Ned Land. We were prisoners. Ned Land's only thought was to escape. Captain Nemo understood that thought. He would feel the same way if he were in Ned Land's position. Chapter 7: The Lost City. Captain Nemo took us north, through the Indian Ocean, to the Red Sea. But the Red Sea had no exit. As we got closer to Egypt, I went upstairs to the glass room at the top of the ship. It was dark outside. We were a long way under the sea. Captain Nemo turned on the outside lights. "I don't understand, Captain. There is no exit here. We cannot go through the land. But we can go under it. Watch." We moved down below the country of Egypt. Suddenly, I saw a large hole in the rock. A tunnel. "That's right, Professor. And we are going through." The Nautilus shook as we went through the small tunnel. It looked like an old cave. Then, water surrounded the ship and there was no more land. When Conseil and Ned woke up, I told them that we were in the Mediterranean Sea. But how? Who cares how? Now's our chance. When we go up again, we're going to escape. We're close to Europe, and we can take the small boat to get to land. Do you agree? I could not think only of myself. Conseil loved the sea, but I did not think he wanted to live his life there. Ned Land could not escape without our help. I agree. Only tell me when you are ready. But the Nautilus did not go near the surface of the water again for some time. In fact, we went further down. Ned Land stayed in his room. I felt sorry for him, but I loved the sea. For many hours, I stood in front of the window in the museum. We sailed through the Mediterranean Sea and entered the deep mysterious Atlantic Ocean. The ocean became dark, and we continued to go further and further down. Captain Nemo came into the museum as I studied the ocean floor. I have a little surprise for you, Professor. As he said this, a bright light appeared from behind the mountain of rocks in front of us. What is it? Just watch. We came closer to the light, and I could see trees on the ocean floor. That's not possible. The Nautilus moved up over the mountain, and I saw that the light came from an old underwater volcano. There was no fire, but the hot lava still produced light. The light showed us part of the ocean floor. There were stone houses and ancient temples on it. I did not understand how such things could be there. It looks like a city from thousands of years ago. It is. It's the lost city of Atlantis. I looked up at Captain Nemo. He never took his eyes off the window. I looked down again. So it was true, I thought. Atlantis did exist, but only Captain Nemo knew for sure. Chapter 8: The Giant Squid. We traveled through the Atlantic Ocean down to the South Pole. We went under the ice and came out on the other side. Imagine what we saw. Penguins, whales, polar bears, dolphins, icebergs. It was like a dream and we saw it from the inside of the Nautilus. We continued up the coast of South America. Finally, we came to the warm waters near the Bahamas. Who could be unhappy? Only one person. Ned Land. Conseil. Ned and I were in the museum, looking out at old stone walls, 5,000 feet under the sea. There are giant squid in the holes of those walls. Come, Professor. You don't believe that, do you? What giant squid, sir? Well, the giant squid is really just a story. Many people like to tell stories about giant squid, but no one knows if they are true. But I know one man who said he saw one. How long was it? 20 feet. Did it have 8 tentacles like snakes coming out of a big round head? Yes. And did it have a mouth and nose like a bird's? Yes. Why, Conseil? Because I think I see it right there. I looked out of the window, and there was a 25-foot giant squid. It moved close to the Nautilus and it hit the window with its long tentacles. The Nautilus was too strong for it, but it was a very frightening creature. Soon, other smaller squid came near the window. They all wanted to attack the ship. They did not know what it was. Suddenly, the Nautilus stopped. Captain Nemo came into the museum. Is something wrong, Captain? Yes. One of those ugly creatures is caught in our propeller.